Hey, thanks for the question, Bill. It's great to be back on station. It's great to be floating around again. All of us are really enjoying that, learning how to fly and relearning how to fly. So that's been fun. A lot of people up here, as you alluded to. Right now we have 11 on board, and it's been really a lot of fun learning from the folks that have been on board for a while and learning all the new things. It hasn't changed a whole lot since I was here last time. The stowage situation's a little bit worse, but in general, not too bad. But the resources now are the issue because there's only ones of certain things, and we have a lot of people to use those one things. So it's been really fun, though. We're excited for Crew 1 to head back home here pretty soon whenever the weather allows.
Megan, how about you? Your previous flight was just aboard a space shuttle. Great mission with Hubble, but this is your first time aboard station. What are your thoughts?
That's right, Bill. This is my first time to the space station, and first impression, of course, is that the living space is much, much bigger. It's a lot more room to move around, and so you really have to be you have to be precise with your flying, so as not to crash into all the other people that are up here. And of course, there's lots of stuff up here too. So I'm learning how to fly. It feels really good, and it's just an amazing, amazing place. I'm learning new stuff, every day.
My daughter and I were watching a bird fly over our driveway the other night, and I said something like, man,
It really is a lot of fun. It's, of course, one of the things you might make a mistake when you get your body far away from anything to push off. Your natural instinct is to kind of try to swim or to fly. Of course, that does not work, just pushing against the air with our arms. And so you learn that it just takes a little bit of force to move your body kind of from one side to another. And one of my crewmates encouraged me to learn to walk across the floor of the lab, just to sort of practice that careful movement, and that's been a lot of fun to practice doing that, just hooking my feet under the different handrails and walking across as if I was on Earth. So it's fun to try out new things and just to learn how to move really carefully in this environment. I haven't practiced flips yet, though.
Lots of folks down here are interested in descriptions of what it's like to ride a Falcon 9 and a Crew Dragon into space, just because it's a new vehicle. Can you guys give us maybe a sense of what it's like, what that ride uphill is like, the vibration, the noises, the jerk when it stages, that sort of thing? Can you kind of give us a description?
I'll try to, Bill. It's going to be hard, but so we were sitting on the launch pad, obviously, and when the engines lit, we all started laughing because it just felt so awesome and powerful. Shortly after that, we started accelerating, heading uphill, and the first stage was, I would say, fairly smooth. I mean, there was a little bit of rumbling going on, but pretty smooth. And a couple minutes after launch, when the first stage separated, we definitely felt that. That was pretty cool. And then we knew coming up was the second stage light, and that was going to kind of be a nice kick in the pants. So we got to experience that MVAC engine lighting, and then kind of a little thrust back in our seats, and then pure acceleration for the next 6.5 minutes or so. And it was a bit rumbly, I think. It kind of was like, I think Megan said it the other day, it's like kind of being on a rocky road in a vehicle. It just kind of felt like this rumble for about 6.5 minutes as we increased our speed and got up into space, about 8.5 minutes or so, or 9 minutes after launch. Pretty spectacular.
Were there any surprises? And you mentioned the acceleration, Shane. I mean, at the shuttle, you guys were limited to about 3 Gs, I guess, on launch. How does it compare acceleration-wise? And again, were there any surprises, things you didn't expect?
Yeah, and this one, towards the end of the second stage, we got up to about 4.5 Gs, so that was a little, obviously, more than we had on shuttle. But it was a great ride, very smooth. I don't remember any surprises, except we were just all very happy. And if you couldn't tell from my call downs during the ascent, we were all pretty excited to be on orbit again and feel that incredible acceleration.
I mentioned it's been a busy couple of days in space. Last night, SpaceX launched a Falcon 9 with another 60 Starlink satellites on board. And as you guys know better than me probably, a lot of companies are getting ready to put up mega constellations. That's raised at least some concern out there about collisions, increased space debris, that sort of thing. You guys had a false alarm after you got to orbit. It turned out to be nothing, but it certainly made folks think about it again. How worried should we all be about the increasing number of small satellites in low Earth orbit and the increasing possibility of space debris that could pose a threat down the road?
That's a great question, Bill. It's definitely something that we need to keep a careful eye on and keep aware of where all these things are and the best ways to track them and how to get the information, to the people that need it. It was quite an event for us. We were kind of winding down for the evening and getting ready to go to bed, rolled out our sleeping bags and gotten into our sleepwear, and when we got the notification that we needed to get in our suits. So it was a very busy 20 minutes for us, but fortunately we had done those kinds of drills to get into our suits really quickly. We did it, we got there just in time for them to call us out that it had been a false alarm. So we felt like we had what we needed, and we felt like the team handled it really well, but it's definitely something that, as a spacefaring nation and really for around the world, we're going to need to keep each other apprised of what's out there and how to avoid it as the space gets more and more crowded.
Copy that. I'm going to stick with the busy time and space angle. Last night China launched the core module of its new space station, and they don't plan anything